Hello, this is my video on my Harbor Freight tire changer modifications. I tried to leave most of it, like I didn't want to cut this bracket off here in case I ever want to put the old bracket back on, which I saved. But I made this all out of, except for the changer itself, I made it all out of scrap. I replaced the bottom beam there with one that went all the way through. That's off from an old weight bench. I think all of this is too. It's all the same color. Now I made this here so I could pull that pin and lay it down for a tire that hung down below this, which most of them do on cars and trucks. So to change a big tire, I just pull that pin and lean that down. This here, I pinned it too, in case I want to take it off. This here is one of them old jacks. Adjust my chair here. There it is. Okay. This is the old jacks that used to come with cars. Well, I had a couple of these laying around. So I took this one and I cut this piece here that goes up to keep it from falling off, whatever you're putting on. And that cut it off flat right there. Then I welded this piece of steel on it. And I figured out what angle I wanted to match the rim. Then I, instead of using the crank handle, I welded part of a 1/2-inch drive extension. The import one that I had, so I just cut it, welded that to there, and it works good. Works real good. Then I wanted to figure out what the smallest tire, because I was going to be changing, because I want this to be pretty much a universal machine. Well, the smallest tire that I could come up with was the ones on this little four-wheeler here, my granddaughter's. And the inside flat part's only like 5 inches, or a little bit more. So I took the plate that was welded on here, the red plate, cut it down to, I think it's 5 inches diameter. Then I took this, which I cut off from used my hand grinder and cut it off from an old disc brake. And then I tapped it. Right there you can see there's 2 short bolts, one on each side, come up, and I tapped it, and I put a bolt in. I don't know if you can see it on both sides from down below. And I didn't want to cut this top piece off up here, so I welded this on it, but I made this thing here that I've seen on quite a few videos. Then I can take this here, and I bought a torque multiplier from Amazon. It's like 56 times the torque, something like that. And it's got a handle that fits on the top here. You can see it turn a little bit there. But I really wanted it, I like to keep things as simple and easy as possible. So I took this piece of square tubing that has a 1-inch inner diameter. Then I found a piece of square tubing that's got a 1-inch OD and a 1/2-inch ID. Let's put that down in there like that. Then I took the other part of that extension that I used down there, milled this down so it'd fit in my drill. You put that in there, and I put my 1/2-inch drill on it, and it'll pop a bead right off. Okay. Now I wanted to keep everything together. My philosophy is don't make anything any harder than it has to be. So I took this cart that's been sitting out in the barn. I bought it at a yard sale years ago for a couple bucks. It's from a hospital that had like an EKG machine or something on it. But I finally found a use for it. Welded a bracket with all these different size pipes for all the tools that I need. The big handle there, this here piece of pipes off I bought the pipes and stuff off of an old cheap swimming pool at a yard sale. There's one of them, here's another one of them right here. But I bought them for a couple bucks at a yard sale, and I still got a bunch of them out in the barn, but I just saved that stuff because I got room to do it. I got the standard resin duck head for regular tires. Then I got this one here that I ordered for smaller tires, and it's got a little bearing wheel down in here to help it go around without marring the finish. Then I like to keep everything right there where it's all handy, ready to go. I keep my torque multiplier case down underneath there on the shelf. Actually, I got two of them. One, this is 1-inch. Then I bought a 1/2-inch one. And I think either one of them will work, but I like this big one. It works good. Then I got a drawer here. Again, no drawer I bought at a yard sale. And all the stuff that I got that goes along with it. Got extra bolts here that I can put through these holes to hold a tire or rim in place. I think I only got one hole. No, I got 2 holes there that go all the way through. One over there, one there. That'll hold anything that you put on there in place. I've only used it a couple times, but it works good. Got gloves. But I tried to think of everything I could. This here slides back and forth, and I got lock bolts in it. I've only used it a couple times, but I'm more than happy with this. This pops them right loose. I put my drill in there, and I took a standard, I think it was 15 or 14-inch car tire on an aluminum rim, and it popped it right loose. But I'll probably learn more about it as time goes on, but works for me now. So I also put this piece of pipe, this is old weld pipe or something, but I took this piece here and made it adjustable so that I can raise and lower this in case I need to. Like I said, I want to be able to change just about any tire reasonable on it. I measured my back tire on my old little Kubota tractor I got out there. It's about, I don't know, maybe a 24-inch or a 36-inch rim, and it'll fit on here too. And I can use these same tools to break it loose. Hopefully I won't have to, because that's a lot of work. But Now to work on the type of tire that's on a rim with the hub built in, like this one. This is off the front of a riding lawnmower. I've also adapted this to use my Harbor Freight mini tire changer here. All I did was bolt it to a plate that I welded to a piece of pipe. Then I pull this pin, drop this down, because I welded an old hinge off from an old door to it there, to a couple bolts. And then I just used that as a hinge. I bolted a plate across the back here to keep it tight. So I drop that down, slide this in and put the pin in. Then I can change this kind of tire here on it also. So this here obviously wouldn't fit down over the shaft there. So I can do quite a few different tires with this. So I also tried to design this to where it would all fit together to take up the least amount of floor space. I had considered putting the whole thing on casters, but it's easy to drag, and plus that would make it pretty tough and make it easy to turn. That's what I like about the torque multiplier, is when this is working, it always goes counterclockwise because of the heads on the duck heads. It tightens this nut here down. The only thing you got to have is something to break this loose, because it does tighten it down pretty tight. But all the torque is right here. You can turn this all day long and nothing else moves. Where if you use this bar, then you got to stand on the plywood or the whole thing will spin on you. There are guys that I've seen like bolt them down to the floor, this part here, and then have them so they can take them. And I'm like, I like to keep things as easy as possible. I'd much rather just grab this and slide it out than to have to go blow the dirt out of some holes and put some bolts down in the floor and then use it. It's just a lot easier to do it this way. Okay, thank you.